How's it going, everybody? Well, welcome. Wednesday is over. Everyone hopefully saw. I'm looking at the chat. Hopefully, everyone saw Candace Owens' episode today. Um, I don't think it disappointed. The haters are always going to hate. Gary Melton. I don't know the lady. We'll look at that in a minute. Gary's talking about a grifter, right? He's saying that like Candace Owens is grifting. I mean, the most ridiculous claim that she's the one making money off of Charlie Kirk's death, right? No one's made more money than Erica Kirk, okay, in TPUSA. They've made the most, all right. Um, she's just using her platform to investigate and to bring that investigation public. And it just so happens that YouTube has a policy that you can monetize your channel. Okay. You want her to like unmonetize her channel? It's nuts. We're going to look at some things. So the title and thumbnail today, debunking the lies with truth in pursuit of justice for Charlie Kirk. And, we're going to look at some things that Zach Costello brought up in regards to Graham Allen and Tracy Hartman. That's the Botox lady that her daughter was or is or was Erica Kirk's personal assistant. And we're going to look at a piece of the interview. We're also going to look at something that I realized after yesterday, like where it was I heard that. If you guys remember, we went over Ben Shapiro's statement where he claimed that Erica Kirk, watched her husband, get assassinated. Or no, that's what it was. I was looking for it. It's Dan Bongino. I have it. But it was Andrew that said in his interview that TPUSA and everyone there has made, extreme, has gone to extreme lengths to make sure that she hasn't seen it. She's never seen it. She doesn't want to see it. Ben did say it at another point. I never found that one, but we're going to look at the one where Dan Bongino does say it. And that's just for me to close the loop on that statement yesterday because I was trying to find it and I couldn't find it. And so Dan Bongino, Gary Melton, Graham Allen, the supposedly, Christian dudes out here in force. And that email that we looked at yesterday, Gary tries to show that as if that Zach pointed that out yesterday. No one said that's real. Anyone that is saying it's real, I think is sadly misinformed. Zach pointed out that even though it's not real, the talking points and the strategy seems to be what is happening. They're all saying the same thing. They're all spouting the same talking points. What's weird is that Gary is going to attack us of all the things that he and others on that side are doing. It's just, it's so nuts. It's like a Twilight Zone. I was thinking, Gary didn't know Charlie. Okay. He didn't know Erica or TPUSA, Andrew Colvett. Why would he insert himself into this as the person defending Erica and TPUSA? He has no personal fight in this. Candace does. Like, out of everyone out there attacking or defending, Candace clearly has the most right to do this. Megan has somewhat of a right to do it if she chose to. And Tucker. Graham Allen, okay, he worked. He did a couple things here and there. I can't see that he was like close friends with Charlie. Okay, but he's acting like he is. We're also going to look at a guy named Cody Nichols. I watched him, and Dank said he reached out to him. I have an amazing mod. Okay, whoop whoop, Mystic. Reached out to Cody on behalf of me, and hopefully he'll get back. He's busy. He's doing things, but hopefully we will have an exclusive interview or show with him to talk about, I think the character of Graham, the lack thereof character of Graham Allen, and, the importance of knowing why someone like Graham would be doing the things that he's doing. Yeah, I think it's important to know. All right, let's start. Let's start. It's going to be a good show, you guys. Okay, we're not going to get through all of Gary's show today. He had his whole show. Oh, that's I never finish a thought. You guys, if catch me if I start something and I don't go back to it, and you guys are like, dude, you started saying something, you never finished. Call me on it. Okay, help me remember. Gary is grifting off Candace so hard, it's insane. He's literally created his own live shows to watch Candace's live shows to debunk, but then never debunks, literally just attacks her and us, calls us the most low IQ people ever for watching and tuning in and following Candace. Zach Costello is extremely intelligent. I think I'm pretty smart. Okay. Just because you have a degree doesn't make you smart. I know plenty of dumb people that can take tests and get a degree. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. I think I'm a fairly intelligent individual. I'm not watching Candace because I'm so, you know, ignorant or stupid to the ways of this world. She's not a perfect person. No one is. She's made mistakes along the way, but she's corrected them. But I've never heard her say some of the things that like Graham and Gary and Ben and others have said, that like that Candace has actually accused Erica of killing Charlie. Never heard her say that. That's literally not what we're doing. We're not trying to prove one person did anything. We're looking at everyone that has been very weird, that surrounded Charlie and have gained the most from his absence, and we're looking into them. We don't know where it's going to take us, man. You know, it's an ongoing investigation. We're just reporting on it along the way because we're not, you know, a law firm. We're not prosecutors. We're not a defense team. We're not cops. We're allowed to report on it, even though it's an ongoing investigation. And so that means some of the things won't be complete. Some of the things we might get wrong. Some of the tips may be dead ends, but that's just the way it goes, man. All right, let's get into it. Let's see. Oh, I fixed my cursor. You're going to see that today. I found out how to make, somebody said, you need to make your mouse bigger and a different color so we can see it when you're moving it over the screen. I did. I figured it out. All right. This is Zach Costello. He deserves everyone's support. Okay. He is an amazing Christian dude. I think he is extremely, very talented, very intelligent, very honest, very ethical. And he's part of the good fight, trying to find out what really happened to Charlie Kirk and defending everyone that is trying to really do that. All right, let's listen. Yeah, this is his clip from yesterday with Dan Bongino. I called him Ban Dongino.
To mute out like 12 F-bombs from this, by the way. But here we go. I'm Zach.
Even an old 51 years old, I don't walk around all day terrified about my security situation. Maybe I should, but I don't. I'm nobody's victim. I chose a public life, and sadly, this is a part of it. Erica didn't choose this, man.
What? Wait. What? You guys back up. Rewind the tape. Erica didn't choose this. Whoa, what happened? Hold on. Oh my goodness. Man, why did X do that? I'm not even on that tab. That's crazy. I had it muted and paused for a later moment, and it just started playing. X needs to chill out. Grok, stop invading my space. I know you're looking at all my stuff. Get out of my stuff, dude. Erica didn't choose this. Okay, let's just evaluate that, right? Extremely wealthy, inherited everything that Charlie had, and that he was going to have. Did not have to become CEO. She was fine. She literally could have said, thank you for your vote of confidence, board. I really do appreciate you guys thinking of me. It's not the right time. Maybe later, you know. Maybe I can be like a silent advisor from behind the scenes. Maybe you could put me on staff somewhere where I'm not in the public light. I still have two very, very little kids, 3.5, 1.5. Charlie would want me to stay home with the kids. I mean, I need to be honest with all the things I said publicly. I said balance is a myth. You can't choose your career and your kids at the same time. You can't choose your career first and have kids later because your biological clock just doesn't work that way. You miss out on all the important years of raising good Christian kids. You miss out on all those amazing firsts that your kids have, which hers are still going to have a lot of firsts, you guys. 3.5, 1.5. Almost all the firsts haven't happened yet. The 3-year-old, some of the firsts have happened yet. The 1.5-year-old, it's like none of them have happened yet. I need to be honest and true to myself. I need to uphold my responsibilities and promises to Charlie. I told him that this is what was important to me. This is what he believed was important to our family. Thank you, but no thank you. I appreciate it, but I'll pass. Nope. 48 hours, 72 hours, 72, 48, somewhere in there. The board was like, we unanimously vote Erica Kirk is the new CEO. And she said, yes, I am. I've been waiting for this. I'm so giddy. We can pull up all the photos and the videos of her in that first week, first 5 days. She's just so giddy. She just like, money. Wait, I'm grieving. So sad. My husband's dead. I don't mean to be morbid. $50,000 in hats, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, so no, she chose it, Dan. What are you talking about, Dan? She literally chose it because no one chose it for her. It was a vote. She could say no, and she said yes. Are we all missing something? She didn't choose the public life. She was literally his wife, saw what his role was, how public of a figure he was. She understood it 100%. There was no misunderstanding as to what she was stepping into. She literally had the closest, up close and personal look as to what this was going to look like. She literally was there for the whole thing because he wasn't that big until she came along and all that money and all those donors and turned into this whole faith nonprofit thing, juggernaut. Anyway, so Dan's lying. She totally chose it. 100% chose this life. Okay. So any criticism, any of the magnifying glass that we are shining and holding up to her, scrutinizing words, behaviors, we have every right to do that. Okay. $250 million in 4 months. Not to mention whatever they had already raised in the, 8 months before that. Okay, Dan. All right. She didn't choose it. What else you got to say? Wait, hey, Dan. Where's the Einstein files? Where's Einstein, Dan? Where is he? Where is he, Dan? Wait, no. Oh, you've seen the files? There is no files. There is no Einstein. He never existed. Oh my gosh, this is insane. Look at Dan. I don't know. Is that really Dan? It's like a shell of a version of him. I wish he never would have taken the job. He could have stayed who he was before. He can never go back to that version of him. It will never be him again. That must be hard. Biggest mistake of his life. Yeah.
She didn't choose this.
Okay, sure.
Imagine sitting there in your house.
Is that where she was?
And you find out from Twitter or, I don't know, a text or a phone call or that your husband was just shot in the neck for the entire world to see on social media at a public event.
Is that how she found out, ladies and gentlemen? Is that how it happened? I thought she was with her dying mom in the hospital. Okay, so here's the thing that you're going to see him and Graham and then Gary do over and over again. They just put forth an idea, like a theory, a hypothesis, a probability, a maybe, and say it as if it's a reality. Okay. Like, can you imagine being at home, getting notified through three different options he gave that your husband was just assassinated? This just came out like 3 days ago. So anyone who's paying attention to the news, like, we know her story. She said she was with her mom in the hospital in Arizona when she got the call from the amazing, marvelous Mikey McCoy. Okay, Dan, so then what is Dan doing? Is he a journalist in this moment? Is he some tabloid, just, disinformation journalist? Okay. In my opinion, don't come get me, Dan.
I can't imagine that. I know you can't either.
Yeah, because it didn't happen, Dan. That's not what happened. She wasn't sitting at home. Realistically, sorry, I just got got us outside of myself because I realized, based on the most current information, it looks like she was in a plane, maybe on the tarmac in Provo, maybe communicating with Andrew Colvett, who flew from Santa Barbara to Arizona to pretend to be her, to then fly into Provo, so the timeline worked. That's speculation as of right now, in my opinion, but it looks like that's what Barron is speculating might be the case. It might be that she wasn't with her mom in a hospital, that she wasn't in Arizona, that she was in Provo on the grounds, on the tarmac, in the plane, when the transponder turned on randomly, so that she could communicate possibly with Andrew, so they could get their timeline down.
Then you got to go through this. Then you got a bunch of.
I want to jump in right here.
Hold on, Zach. I'll let you jump in. Thank you. You're so kind. I appreciate it, Zach. And you got to go through this. By this, do you mean when your spouse is murdered, you are looked at as a possible suspect? Isn't that how it works, ladies and gentlemen? Aren't people closest to the person who was murdered usually the first person that the authorities look at? Did he have an insurance policy? Did they just make it bigger in the most recent months? Is she the sole inheritor of this insurance policy? Is she the one that gains the most financially? Motive. Okay. Who was near him the night before? Who had access to his necklace or to other things that could possibly have been tampered with the night before the assassination? Means? Did she have the motive, means, and the opportunity? Okay. So then, yep, I can imagine we'd be looking at her. We should also be looking at Philly. We should also be looking at everyone at TPUSA. We should also be looking at everyone that was threatening him. And he was like, you guys, they're going to kill me. Like, no, for real. This isn't funny. I think they're going to kill me. And then Erica was like, don't worry. Those witches won't kill you. Etsy's not real. I'll have the priest come and pray over us. When in reality, most likely they got in a big fight and their marriage was tanking. And he was probably like, I'm so over this, man. I don't know. I'm speculating, but I don't know. Didn't she call the priest? That's what's been reported. She called the priest. Why she called the priest is, I think, been misconstrued or lied about. Because Erica is the source for this whole Jezebel thing. She's the source for the, what happened the night before inside the house, and Gigi being the culprit of why he didn't get a good night's sleep and why she didn't get to say goodbye, why she didn't get to kiss him. It's Gigi's fault because she was doing cartwheels in the bed. Okay. All right, let's see. I don't know. I don't think there's much more, because right after Zach kind of breaks down this scene, what I just did, Dan just starts cussing. He starts MFing, effing. And yeah, it's pretty disgusting, man. For these guys with such a Christian platform, they have no problem not being very Christian. I mean, people cuss. I used to cuss when I was younger, but I mean, like, it doesn't add anything to your content. Zach doesn't cuss. Okay. If anything, it kind of takes away your credibility that you are a good, upstanding Christian dude, that you're willing to say just some of the most nasty words that are out there in front of everybody for everyone to see. So, like, if that's what you say publicly in front of thousands, what do you say privately in front of no one? Yeah. All right. So let's go to the next one. I think it's here. Yes, this is it. Okay, can you guys see my big green cursor? I don't know. I made it big for you guys. I can't see if it's on the screen. All right, I'm going to hit play. Sorry. Here we go. I was proud that I figured it out because I'm not very technical.
4 different times to get a clear answer on this. And among these ramblings, a pattern starts to emerge that I'm going to take you through. Okay? Here is the first part of that section of their conversation.
Candace Owens went on this tear where she said,
For those of you that don't know, this faux hawk, mohawk, badok, this is Graham Allen. Man, it's hard to look at him after watching this upstandingly, like, clearly good person. I don't know him. So, I mean, like, but I don't think I'm wrong. I'm not going to say I'm Jesse on fire and I can just read people and I'm just like perfect and I'm never wrong. And I'm right about everyone that I get a feeling on. But I watched him for 2-something hours on this, and I recommend you go watch it. It's on YouTube. It's on X. His name is Cody Nichols, I think. Let me minimize real quick. Cody Nichols. Yes, Cody Nichols. What came across to me, okay, in this, and I'm not going to play it because it's very long, and I can break it down for you in a minute, is he's just a very honest, humble guy that had the gnarliest childhood. Okay. I had a horrible childhood, very similar to his. Okay. I actually was raised by a single mom. She ended up being married like 4 or 5 times. And so there were periods where I had stepfathers that were extremely abusive in so many different ways. So Erica saying that she was raised by a single mom is insane, especially because they were married until she was 10. So her mom and dad were married together, raising her together until she was 10. And then after that, her mom was only divorced for a very short amount of time. And then stepdad was in the picture. And then he's been in the picture ever since. So, I mean, not really a single parent mom. Okay. But so Cody, I would say, had one of the saddest and most traumatic childhoods, and he shares in detail. I'm not going to share his personal story because it's horrible. What parents and adults do to kids. And what he did was he pointed out the fact that Graham, at one of very hard points in Cody's life, tried to relate to Cody and gain his trust, lied to him, and said that he had a similar traumatic, troubled, abusive life. Complete lie. Because later, as if Graham was like, I'm never gonna show this person my family. He's never gonna come with me. Like, he didn't even think, I mean, like, he's gonna figure out that I lied about this. He later goes to Graham's house, beautiful family. Family's very nice. Family, like, wants to be involved, does all these amazing things for him. And then, Cody finds out from dad, like, no, from Graham's dad, no, none of those things are true. And then Graham does other things, right? Like steals his friends' girlfriends when they're away. We have a saying, we have a name for that when you're in the Marine Corps and you're deployed. And it's Jody. Okay. That's what Graham's nickname was. So Graham has a history, a very massive history of being extremely dishonest, lying, trying to gain attention, stealing other people's attention, and just not being a really good person. I do believe Cody. So Mystic reached out for me, and hopefully when he's not busy, he's going to come on the show and we're going to talk about Graham a little bit one-on-one. I know Danks is hoping to reach out to him as well. Hopefully we beat him to it, Mystic, because you're my girl, Mystic. Hopefully we beat him. So we'll see. Okay. I'm not going to play Cody's thing. If you want to watch it, it's on YouTube. It's on X. It's super sad. And then he did another one today, which is like 11 minutes. And he just explains why he told the whole story. It is a long story. And I even texted Mystic. I was like, why do you think he's telling all of this? And she was like, that's such a poignant, timed question. He just released an 11-minute video explaining why he told the whole story. He wanted everyone to know how horrible his life was, because that's what Graham said. That's what Graham used against Cody and said that Graham had that same kind of life so that Graham could steal this guy's trust, because he didn't earn the trust. He stole it. Okay. And he wanted everyone to really understand what it was that Graham knew at the time about Cody's life, when Graham then told his story of lies so that he could steal Cody's trust and then steal his girlfriend and some other things. That's really disgusting. You can go watch it in full, but we're going to listen to Graham. Yep. We're going to listen to Graham and Tracy Hartman. Tracy Hartman. That's the mother of the daughter who was or is Erica's personal assistant. Oh no. Hold on. I see it. Hold on. Yep. That's crazy. Did you guys miss let's see, how far did it go back? Audio. So at 7:18, what time is it? Wait, 7:18 right now. Did you guys hear the beginning of him talking? Can you guys let me know in the chat? Yeah, I refreshed the screen. Arr, the Tracy mask again. Yes. Did you guys hear the beginning of the video? No. Oh, from the beginning, you heard none of it. You pulled a Baron? No, I didn't pull a Baron. A Baron would be me leaving up the screen of my face, playing the video, or putting the video up and not adding the audio. My my internet connection. Why is it always when I want to do things that? Yeah, this is crazy. All right, I'll add it to the screen. Hold on. Let me make sure all my presets are good. Yeah, they're good. All right. We will do this again. Okay. Which means I'm going to back up a smidge right there. All right. Let me make sure. Boom. I know it's not on the screen yet. Don't worry. I'm coming. There it is. All right. Looks like my internet's good. I don't know why it does that, man. It's like I'm not losing my whole internet. It's just that tab. And yeah. All right. Let's get into it.
This terror where she said essentially that you called your daughter, who works for Erica, the day before Charlie's, or very soon before,
right.
Charlie was murdered at UVU. That is what she said, and she has used that as a conspiracy that you had prior.
Can you guys hear it though? Now, are we good? Thank you. Can everyone hear it now? I don't want to keep playing for like a couple minutes and everyone's like, no, we still can't hear it. We good? All right. I'm going to assume we're good because I don't see anyone saying we can't hear it. Yeah, we're good. All right, cool. All right. Thanks.
Knowledge potentially of Charlie's assassination, that Erica definitely had prior knowledge of Charlie's potential assassination, Or she would say, I didn't exactly say that, but she insinuates.
Right.
And
the
she has affected your family's life.
Yes.
So let's set the record straight, shall
Okay, it's going to take him a long time to set any kind of record straight. I'm going to set this up for you guys. Tracy Hartman's daughter, right, is the personal assistant of Erica. Supposedly, she was supposed to go to UVU that day. And the day of, Tracy supposedly contacted daughter and said, you're not going. I have a bad feeling. Something bad might happen, and then doesn't go. Candace reported on that, just that. And I don't think she stated it as a 100% fact. I think from my recollection, it was she was told this, and this might be the case. And if that were the case, her being so close with Erica, I mean, either it is the most coincidental, coincidence ever, that she just happened to have this feeling on the day that this happened, and literally maybe saved her daughter's, not life, but saved her from experiencing trauma and had no foreknowledge, or maybe, I mean, Erica was like, hey, I don't need her that day. I don't want her to go that day or whatever. And then mom was just like retelling the story, and Tracy retells the story that I just had a bad feeling. I mean, even her friend or whoever overheard this story felt it was bizarre enough, because that's who ended up telling Candace. So, I mean, yeah.
Are we?
Absolutely.
One, does your daughter in fact work for Erica, and how does she work for Erica?
So I will go back to how we got here.
Okay.
I think it would be so people can track this.
It's not important because she doesn't actually explain anything for like 5 minutes. And then Zach breaks it down, and then it starts back up right here. Let's see.
Yourself that she's not answering the question,
Yeah.
then you would be exactly right. She answers the question talking about herself.
Yes.
How good she looks in the photo. I saw.
Yes. She says, at least Candace used good photos of me. And then she plugs her book. And then she says, I didn't come from an affluent or wealthy family, but I was raised with horses. Does anyone, I mean, okay, yeah, I guess you could have horses and not be affluent, but horses are expensive to have multiple. She didn't say a horse. She said horses. That's an expensive thing. Poor people don't have horses. They just don't. Okay.
One of you guys in the chat say that. She plugs her book.
Yeah.
She's talking about how she was raised with horses. The question being asked is, what does your daughter do for Erica Kirk? And did you tell your daughter not to go to UVU because you thought that she was in danger? That was literally the question that she was just asked. We aren't looking for yours or your family's history. Like, this is a simple question and does not require this type of answer.
That was basically my daughter. It had been talked about that my daughter was going to start possibly traveling with Charlie and Erica months earlier. During the summer, they travel as a family. We had conversations.
What did she do? What did your daughter do before that? So they start talking to her about this, but what was her job?
Her job is for Proclaim Streetwear, which is the clothing line.
Erica's
brand,
line.
yes,
Okay.
that I actually helped her create. And just, that, and then Bible 365 Ministry.
So not Turning Point.
She's never worked for Turning Point.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm not going to play Zach's stuff all the way through. I couldn't find this one when I was trying to find it in my history, and I didn't have time. But so I am just using the portions of them speaking. But okay, so she's going to shift the goalpost a couple times. She never worked for Turning Point. Then she's later going to say she never worked for the Charlie Kirk show. Well, that was never Candace's claim. Okay. And if she was Erica Kirk's personal assistant, okay, also helping Erica would maybe be helping Charlie at times as well, right? Especially because Erica's Proclaim and Bible 360, she's got a pastor, a Calvary Chapel pastor who's disgusting. A subscriber sent me something, a clip, but it has like music in the background, so I can't show it. But he like puts this clip together trying to like show that Charlie, I mean, it's totally edited. It's ridiculous. Maybe I'll post it on my X so you guys can see it. But clearly she would, if she's working with Erica Okay. And maybe Erica was trying to get Charlie, because he's going to these events. These events are going to have Christian kids there, to maybe sell her Proclaim merch there, or to promote her brand, or to promote her Bible 365 app. I mean, if he's supporting his wife, like, I don't doubt that if she's going to be going along with Charlie, which later she does say she was supposed to go along to UVU, that it would probably be to help him with whatever he needs help with, but also to probably promote the brand and the Bible 365 app. But she ends up she doesn't say much. And I don't know. I don't remember, like, man, it's a whole lot of nonsense. The point is, let's see, that she doesn't actually answer anything. And in the end, they don't debunk anything. It's pretty ridiculous. But there was a couple parts that I did want you guys to hear.
Yeah, you had a conversation with her.
I reached out to Candace on a video basically saying, here I am. Okay. If you have these questions and you want to know what's going on and you really want the truth by someone who actually has the truth.
Tracy has the truth, guys. Look at the face. Tracy has the truth.
I'm right here. I have nothing to hide. And she did send me a DM. And so I did reach back out. We had an hour conversation last week on Sunday.
So hold on. I'm sorry. I have to stop you. So what you're saying is Candace Owens defames you, lies about you and your family.
She didn't, Graham. I mean, tell me how she defamed or lied. Okay. She reported on a tip that came to her. And then she reached out when this lady said she was willing to talk to her, and she tried to get her side on it. But just like she's telling you now, this story is not actually refuting any of the claims. Okay. You're not really saying anything, Graham, and you're not proving that she defamed or libeled or anything, Tracy, that Candace did any of that to Tracy. And in the clip, Candace says, don't reach out to this young girl. She doesn't name the young girl's name. She says this young girl did nothing wrong. In fact, the issue is not the young girl. Okay. The whole point in Candace bringing this up at all is that Tracy's the one with the relationship with Erica, like the relationship that goes back a long ways. And because of that relationship, Tracy's daughter got the job with Erica. But if anyone would have gotten the call from Erica to not have her daughter go, and if you can't really trust a teenager to not tell anyone down the line, like after the fact, this young girl could be questioned. Who told you not to go that day? Oh, Erica told me not to go. Why did Erica tell you not to go? I don't know. She said she had a bad feeling. She didn't tell me at all. She just said, don't go. I mean, all of which would be suspicious. And so if at all Erica was going to tell anyone anything, it would be Tracy. Okay. And then Tracy as a mom can now use this story. I just had a feeling. I had a bad feeling. God told me in a dream, in prayer. The Holy Spirit spoke to me. Whatever. She can make up whatever story. She doesn't have to say that Erica told her anything. Right? And that's exactly what she's saying. She had a feeling and she told her daughter, don't go. And in my opinion, I don't believe it, because it would be that would be like the odds of a million to one. Like, you just happen to have this feeling on the day that this happened. You need to go buy a lotto ticket if that's true. I just don't buy that it's true. And I don't believe the source either. Graham and this lady sitting down and like the things that they're saying, and they're not really saying anything. And then they're attacking Candace at the same time. It's not very honest. It's not very Christian. I mean, Graham, Proverbs 68:5. I don't think I could ever let that go. You guys, we should make a shirt. I don't know. I don't know if that'd be blasphemy. I don't want to do anything that'd be wrong, but it could say, like, I don't know. Or it could just be an inside joke. Graham Allen thinks, well, and so does Gary and that other guy that was on his show, that there is a Proverbs 68:5. I mean, I just find that ridiculous. I went to the wrong one. All right, I'm only going to play a couple more minutes.
And she reaches out to you, and you had a conversation with Candace Owens on the phone. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
So you and Candace Owens have spoken on the phone.
Yes.
I'm curious, I'm just guessing here, was this in regards to this hit piece documentary that she's trying to put together for Erica Kirk. Was that your understanding of this?
So I think after being on the phone with her for an hour, I think that because there was a moment where she said, we are at an impasse.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Zach. He's pointing at that question down below from a subscriber, a follower. So if she never worked for Turning Point, why was she going to Utah on that day? Because it doesn't make sense. She wouldn't be going. But like I said, if she's Erica's personal assistant, and she's a contracted employee, she's not a W-2 employee. Zach gets to that later. You don't really have a very, especially as a personal assistant, it's kind of like your job description is whatever I tell you it is that day. It's whatever I need help with. And maybe I don't have a lot going on that day, or maybe this is my husband's first event, and maybe I want you to go and sell my merch and promote my Bible 365 and help him make it easier on him. Yep, maybe. All right. What I really want to get to, because we're already at 41 minutes, is this. All right. Gary has made it his sole job to attack us, call us low IQ, and to attack Candace Owens for nothing other than trying to find out who is Erica Kirk, what is her background, and that is important when learning about powerful, political, wealthy individuals that hold a lot of sway. And right now, I mean, she was literally the president's guest, of honor, or special guest at the State of the Union. That's a big deal. She's been to the White House multiple times. People are talking about her on the next 2028 ticket with Vance, Kirk. I mean, this is a big deal. $250 billion in 4 months. One of the biggest Christian nonprofit political organizations in the last 50 years. Literally, people are toting TPUSA as the new Republican Party. Yeah, we have every right to look at her past, just like Candace had every right to look at Brigitte and Emmanuel and their pasts. And it just so happens that when looking into these people's past, we find lies, we find little things that are not accurate, and they tell one thing here and a different thing there. And we find out that is a tactic that the media and other people have used to create a myth, a legend, and to throw us all off, to never really get to the root of who someone is. All right, this is going to be fun, you guys. I hope you're all here for this. This is going to be good. Okay.
TPUSA and Erica Kirk. Her organized and coordination with a network of downstreamers is why her disinformation is so prolific. Candace is evil. She's demonic. She is attempting to unjustly destroy Erica Kirk, TPUSA, Charlie's legacy, and ensure Democrats win the midterms. She and her surrogates are simps.
So that's us. And that's Barron. He's going to say this multiple times throughout tonight, that we're simps and the surrogates of Candace. I thought of something, you guys. So he brings up this whole midterm thing. Okay. And they clearly are thinking about how this whole issue is going to affect the midterms, but also possibly the 2028 ticket. Okay. One of the things, I don't know if I can read this verbatim, because I did voice to text when I was driving, because I was thinking of this. Look, the people in power, man, I think I did a good job. We'll see. If I mess up, can you guys give me a break? It might be jumbled. We'll see. Okay. All right. With the midterms and with the election 2028, politically minded individuals, these politicians who seek to continue to receive money from AIPAC or, Philadelphian Zionists, in Philly, realize that when you weaponize a narrative, it's much better to weaponize a narrative that can be used against your opponent. Okay. This whole narrative with, it was the violent left. Okay. That was one of the things that Trump spoke at the State of the Union last night. Like, this is a focus. He's trying to galvanize the supporters, Republican Christians on the right, against the left, because he's not running against Philly. Okay. So him and people in TPUSA and the federal government wouldn't benefit at all. And neither would TPUSA if they actually looked into whether or not Philly had a connection here. Okay. Or for the government or FBI to look into Erica. That would hurt the Republican Party drastically. That if the truth came out that those at TPUSA, those, Philadelphians, okay, pro-Philadelphians, and Philadelphia itself had anything to do with this, it would almost ensure that the Republican Party would lose the primaries and in 2028. So they have a massive, massive motive not to look into Erica Kirk, TPUSA, and any other possible, suspect other than the suspect they've already predetermined, in my opinion, because it fits. It fits their ability to, shame and to, demonize the left, to make them look really bad and lose points publicly, and to motivate and to generate action on the Republican conservative right. And so I really think that with all the things we've already covered, okay, in what led up to what happened and the cover up of the possible culprits of who've gained the most and who had the most to lose if Charlie stayed alive, there is no way Trump or anyone, they weren't friends. He helped him get elected. He believed in Charlie believed in him as president, but it's not like they were okay. Trump and all of those people up in that level of the political elite, these families care about themselves. They care about their families to certain extents, but they definitely don't care about us. And they definitely aren't going to pursue truth and who really killed Charlie if the potential truth of that could hurt them in the long run or hurt our greatest ally. There's just no way. And people claim, oh, you really think JD and Trump would cover this up? Yes, I do. JD's not done. JD has to run in 2028. He still has a lot of his political life ahead of him. Okay. He has 2 possible terms still left that he could be president. Okay. Then we have all the people running in the midterms. We have this whole pro-Philly, structure that we've come to find out that even Biden and Obama are on the pay structure. So Philly kind of owns both of the sides, but they have to have the both on both sides to teeter-totter, you guys, to go back and forth and to pit us against each other always. And they would not honestly pursue, I think, in any way who really killed Charlie. And I think they already know. And I think they know that would hurt everyone, all of them involved, and the Republican Party so much more than what we want. They don't serve the people. When's the last time our government, our political figures have served the will of the people? When's the last time? I can't remember in the 40 years I've been alive, even though 8-10 years I was never aware of anything, or maybe even longer. But there is just no way that they're saying because he had a relationship, they networked, they were like business colleagues. They had a mutual goal in mind that didn't make them friends, that didn't make them close. That's like me saying my boss is close with me. It's just not the same. And there's just no way that we could actually believe that because of that kind of business relationship, that mutual beneficial network that they did to get him elected, means that Trump and those in power would never look the other way, cover things up, or go along with the lie. Look at Miriam Adelson, 150, 250 and more. Look at Bibi. Okay. That money, that power, they're rebuilding Gaza right now. Okay. Kushner, Lutnick, Trump, they're making millions and billions off the rebuilding of Gaza. They have way too much to lose if the truth of this comes out. And that's why I think, and the whole Einstein thing, all of this that we want to know the truth about, they're not going to tell us because it hurts all of them and what they're trying to do. And so I think it's just total nonsense that Graham and Gary think that this is such a big conspiracy that could just never be. Okay, dude, it's like you woke up yesterday or something. Welcome to reality, Gary. It's for sure what is most likely happening.
And simp allies are enemies of truth. A coordinated attack on truth, and that is and all that is good requires a coordinated response to meet it with equal or greater force.
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
They're simply
hold on.
pissed.
He just reads off this for a minute. I want to get to the actual beginning right here. Okay. And we're not going to watch. Okay. And I debated, guys. I debated whether I should just skip to the parts where he is talking. But when I did that, you kind of lose a little context of like the things he's saying based on what Candace had just said. Even though you guys and we already watched this, Candace's show, I think it's important. We're not going to watch the whole thing because this lady that comes on is just insane. We're not going to get past that part. But I want to show you some very, very key parts. Okay. And it happens pretty early on. And I'm going to destroy this guy, but we're going to do it with class. And I don't need to drop any swear words while I do it.
Pulled in over you guys there.
All right, Gary, come on.
Okay, you guys, there is a very strange thing happening right now where a young woman with absolutely zero professional qualifications has been inserted at the top of a charity organization that pulled in over $250 million last year. And the media is telling you that you have no right to know or to ask anything about her. The argument being made is that her husband was murdered. Therefore, she has a right to assume the position. And despite the fact that Turning Point USA is a literal charity, and therefore it's not even have to pay tax on that $250 million plus or pay tax on the alleged future billions that it's due to rake in thanks to a deal with a man named Pierre, these talking heads are claiming that the public simply wanting to ensure the person who is running that organization is, I don't know, at a bare minimum, moderately honest about who she says she is.
Okay, that's not the argument at all. Her argument from the beginning of this, or at least where this started with Erica, is that she killed Charlie Kirk. It's not a matter of how qualified she is. It's not a matter of if she's honest or not or anything else. Like, she's already moving the goalpost.
No, and this is what these guys, dude, I will not put up with this, but I will not stoop to their level. I've watched every show of Candace from before this happened, okay, becoming Brigitte. No, she's never once said that Erica killed Charlie. You guys have been there. I've been there. And you even heard John Mappin, that British guy, because that's what a lot of these people are accusing. Remember, that's what Ben Shapiro said to Meghan and tried to put Meghan in front of her fans on point and get her to denounce Candace. No, Candace has never, ever once, not once, said that she thinks that Erica Kirk killed Charlie. What we've all said is, and we weren't even looking into her right out the gate, but from the moment she was hoisted upon us, everything she's done has either been dishonest, inauthentic, not genuine, bizarre, creepy, weird, lies, not becoming of a widow, not grieving of a widow, changing the direction of TPUSA, being caught in lies, not giving her alibi, telling us that Andrew Colvett went rogue, but she's the one that created the Man of Steel Miracle Neck story. Won't give an alibi for Fort Huachuca. Gave false pictures with the wrong date and time. And we'll go back on another day to finish this other episode that he tries to debunk this, our whole theory. Cabot Phillips, Brian Harple, and Erica Kirk still have not given a true alibi. Brian Harple gave a receipt of a ticket that he bought. Does not show the boarding pass, does not show the itinerary, does not show that he was on the flight. I could go buy a ticket right now, print it out. Doesn't mean I was on the flight. Cabot Phillips, false pictures, false dates, wrong timestamps on the magazines, wrong prices on the gum and the candy on the checkout aisle. Won't give the metadata. Not a true alibi. Erica Kirk gives a picture, not of her kids, says they're her kids. Her kids are 1.5 and 3.5. Those are 5 and 7 or 5 and 6. And that's for the 9th when her alibi is supposed to be for the night of the 8th. And every time Candace is asked for, hey, can you fix this? Can you just give me the alibi? Ghost. No. So she's not moving the goalposts. We've never accused Erica of killing Charlie, and neither is Barron, neither is Ian. We've all been pointing out how bizarre this is and that this looks very, very suspicious. And we want answers. And every time she's got a direct connection to Andrew or Erica and ask questions, none of them are answered. And in fact, it raises more questions and more suspicion. That's what's going on. And Gary's just straight up dishonest. And because he didn't know Charlie and didn't even have a relationship with Erica or Andrew Colvett until after the fact, yeah, then what would be his motive for doing this? Either he did it intentionally on his own because he realized the monetary gain of this channel and that there wasn't anyone really defending her, or the fact that when he started attacking Mitch was the same time Tim Pool and Valhalla and Alex Jones all came out and started attacking Candace because she brought up Fort Huachuca and she brought up Egyptian airplanes. That's when it all started. And it all started at the same time, that same week. Tell me that's not coordinated. You're showing, Gary's revealing text messages directly from Andrew on the show, on his live show, and on the screen on his phone it says from Andrew, don't share this. And he's an idiot, so he reads it out loud. Don't share this. Whoops. Andrew didn't want us to know, didn't want your audience to know that he was your source for this BS alibi. Why? Why would it matter? Yeah, because there is some sort of coordination going on. And I don't think it's innocent. And I don't think you're doing it just because.
And again, she can't help but be dishonest. That's what she does.
No, that inquiry makes you a monster. So I guess your job is to head to work 9 to 5, receive a flurry of unsolicited emails and text messages reminding you that Charlie Kirk, the innocent man that you watched be executed in broad daylight live, you're to be reminded that that was her Charlie. My Charlie needs your help. Here's how you can give us your 401k and house. The emails have been landing into your inbox at an alarming rate, saying things like that. There's virtually nothing that the feds are telling us about his murder that makes.
Everything she said is just full of gaslighting nonsense. Hey, you know what? They're asking, TPUSA is asking you to send enough money into where you're going to go bankrupt. Nothing.
You guys, are we all watching the same show? She never said that. Erica said, do it until you're bankrupt. But TPUSA and Erica and others are asking and offering that people can sign over. They can donate their 401ks. They can donate real estate. They can donate their will. That is a fact. That's just a fact, Gary. Candace never said that Erica's asking people to go into debt or bankruptcy or to give up everything they have while they're alive. But the fact that they're asking for these things at all is insane. And how do you not think that that's in any way corrupt? They've already made $250 billion in 4 months. And that was back in January when that number came out. And that doesn't take into account the money that they earned before September 10th in that whole year. By the end of this year, they will probably break, $1 billion, maybe 500, 250 million. So yeah, almost $1 billion. So 500 million at least. And we have every right, especially because she should be home raising her kids. She should be grieving privately. She should be doing things that, are just frankly normal for a woman who lost her husband that they've only been married a few years, young children, supposedly the love of her life. But she stepped into this role like she couldn't wait. Like it was the whole plan all along, didn't miss a beat. And yes, the article that Candace read at the beginning from Elizabeth Lane, which I think she does in a minute, is going to point out everything so perfectly of why all of us think this is so wrong.
Even close to that. It's so hard to watch her. So really God bless you all for doing this with me. You're helping me, not the other way around, just so we're clear.
Any objective sense. But if you're feeling weird about any of that.
And just so you know, I've reached out to Gary now 3 times and asked him to have me on, or he could come on mine, whatever, I don't care, to discuss everything because he so badly misrepresents everything. And he does it with the assassination theory, the exploding mic theory. That's the other video I've been watching and breaking down. I have another, person I know that's got a channel that reached out and he admitted that he agreed to do a debate and then he's been ghosting him. So for someone that says he's so confident in everything, he's still not reached out to me and he hasn't reached back out to that other gentleman.
You're reminded constantly that she is a grieving widow. She's a grieving widow.
Yeah. Over and over.
That sentence, in my opinion, is this year's Trust the Science.
Yep.
She's a grieving widow. The mainstream media, of course, Zionists implied, are effectively telling you to roll up your sleeve.
So telling you the truth that she is a grieving widow, that there is zero evidence of her being involved in her husband.
There's not zero evidence of her being involved in something. Okay. Because there is evidence that she's not willing to give an alibi. All right. She's told lies about the day of. She's told lies about the surgeon. She's told lies about Andrew Colvett. Okay. And there's more that I probably just can't think right now, but when I get off screen, it's like they all come flooding in. And the bigger thing is, has anyone seen her actually grieve at all? I know Gary's annoying, but I'm going to make it worth it. Okay. Just stick around, Queen C3. I got you. We don't got to listen to too much of him. All right. But there's some important points of like that clearly, in my opinion, point that this is coordinated on their end and that he's not doing this on his own accord. And it's not innocent in any way, in my opinion. Oh, Joe, that you? Yeah, is Joe here? Joe, get out of here.
Murder is equivalent to the.
But my father-in-law's in the chat. See if you could find him. Hey, Pop. Love you.
Left trying to tell you to trust the science, put on the mask, stay home, take this vaccine that we haven't tested. That's the equivalent. You talk about a false equivalent. My God, man.
And get the vaccine again.
And he's going to say, he's going to use, it's not God's original name, right? God's original name is in a different language. It's different letters, but he does say it a lot and it's not good. All right. I've said, oh my God, before on here, and I apologize if that's offended anyone. I don't do it intentionally. When I catch myself, I say, gosh, but he does that. And then he just also cusses a lot. He says it's too much and it does bother me.
Oops. Tyler Robinson did it. Erica Kirk is grieving. Please allow her to do so in the privacy of the $1 billion charity that she took over.
Right.
Remember when they did the 6 feet social distancing thing? They cast that spell.
Yep.
Let your granddad die alone in the hospital. If you desire to see your grandma this Thanksgiving, it's because you're a demon from the gates of hell. Yeah. Resist your human instincts. Obey the government.
Trust the government.
It's the same kind of messaging, the same kind of emotional manipulation, but it's a new year. Still have questions or concerns about who Erica Kirk is and why she seems to have lied many times on record? Well, you're Satan, and I'm sorry that you are. And also, I would like to remind you that you are destroying Charlie's legacy. Now, it is very important that I remind you, we haven't even said anything yet.
Yeah.
A 2-minute trailer resulted in one of the most aggressive preemptive PR strikes that I have ever seen. They posted photos of my manager's infant daughter, my makeup artist, my family members.
I just want you guys
plus
to
a
notice
voicemail.
what she's saying here. Let's go over to this because I replied to old Baron Coleman and his nonsense. You talk about coordination. Let's take a look at some coordination that's happening here. Let me find this where old Baron Coleman just happened to mirror the exact same sentence that she just said. Let's see here. Come on, X. Quit being a pain in the ass. It's not my reply as though it should be.
Oh my God, Gary.
Let me see.
Couldn't have had the tab pulled up beforehand. You didn't know what you were doing. All right.
Damaged if her defamatory trash series is examined. See how that logic works? So you talk about.
Right. Okay. So Gary thinks that he destroys Baron and Candace. He goes, is telling the truth, or the real Candace Owens is telling the truth. There is no reason to worry about a preemptive strike. No one said she's worried about anything. See how he does this? He adds a couple words in here to twist it. All right. If she's telling the truth, she has no reason to worry about a preemptive strike. She didn't say she's worried in this statement at all. She's just pointing out that for whatever reason, there is a preemptive strike with all of you coordinated with the same talking points, same attacks as Ben, as Josh. Oh, I can't believe I deleted that. Oh, no, it's on my X. That's right. I'll pull it up. Josh Hammer. Before she even released anything, she's not whining. She's stating a fact that there's clearly this coordinated preemptive strike to silence her before she's even released her first episode. That's all she's doing is pointing that out. Gary.
Okay. Well, this was initially supposed to be just 3 episodes. Now I'm thinking about a season 2 and a season 3.
Let's go.
Because if you haven't quite figured me out yet, or thought through how we got here, I don't like it when innocent people are targeted and attacked and on rare occasions shot in the neck in broad daylight. No one blinked when entire investigative series and books were written about Hillary Clinton, Michelle Obama, Meghan Markle, because they're public figures. I've effectively endured 10 years in politics with nonstop exposés and investigations into my background, but we're told Erica is somehow untouchable. Let me tell you something. The truth does not require a multi-million-dollar PR campaign. It also does not fear inspection.
Exactly.
So welcome to Bride of Charlie.
Right there, Gary. So this is what he's going to do throughout it, you guys. And I hope you guys stick in. We're early. It's 8, right? But he's going to not watch this all the way through because he's watching it live. But I've already watched this, so I already know what he does. He's not doing his due diligence, and watching someone live and commenting on it live before you watched her full episode is really bad because he starts to attack certain aspects of it as it's going along when it's like 5, 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes in before she's gotten to everything else. And so he puts the cart before the horse. He puts his foot in his mouth. And it's just so obvious. You know, it's just, yeah, it's hilarious when, yeah. All right.
We have nothing to hide.
All right, we'll skip that because we all saw that.
Statement. Something is not right with Erica Kirk.
Yep.
And despite a most aggressive influence campaign, which at one point even included a signed letter from the Secretary of Treasury assuring us that Turning Point is above board, amazing organization, and despite, in addition to that, a flurry of homosexual men making over dramatic videos about sheer evil. No, not mass murdering children. Sheer evil, investigating someone at the helm of $1 billion company. Despite all that, the public remains unconvinced that she is simply a grieving widow, because she isn't simply a grieving widow. She's also the CEO and chairman of an organization.
100.
In fact, during our preparation for this series, an investigative journalist named Elizabeth Lane went viral on X because what she authored about Erica was brilliant. It just was objectively brilliant. It gave voice to what millions of people worldwide were feeling, but didn't exactly know how to express. And I'm going to read you her words in their entirety because I think it's very important, okay? Elizabeth Lane wrote, "I'm going to be blunt. I have reached the point where I find Erica Kirk to be deeply disturbing, not because of rumors or gossip, but because of consistent observable patterns of behavior. To be clear, everything I say in this post is my opinion. I am not claiming this is a fact. I am saying this is what I think Erica Kirk is. I come from the world of acting and modeling. I have spent years around social climbers, opportunists, image curators, and people who treat relationships like ladders. That is why I left that world. Most of these people are shallow and harmless. A few are dangerous. Erica falls into the latter category, not because she is just ambitious, but because of how calculated and performative her ambition appears to be. I believe she may be a psychopath."
We got some trolls in the chat. They're both paid by the same people. Okay. All right, man. I don't know. Read the room. We don't think so.
Stands out immediately is the reaction that she provokes in other people, which is very common with psychopaths.
Excuse me. Like, who is this lady calling her a psychopath and not giving Candace Owens a pass on this? I was literally wrote down some things earlier talking about the fact that Candace Owens, she is, if you were going to call anyone a psychopath, my God, man, the way that she's attacked this poor woman, the way that she's treated Charlie's death, as a nothing but a money bank and continue.
So he's going to say a bunch of salad words, and then not actually give an example. He's not going to give some sort of what his reason for making these claims is. He's just going to say these words. She's crazy. She's the sociopath. She's a psycho. She's benefiting off Charlie's death. She's tainting his legacy, but then like doesn't like follow it up with an example. Like, this is how she's doing it. This is why I think that. So baseless, just accusations. I've never heard Candace not make a claim or some sort of accusation without giving some sort of proof, evidence, or reason why she's saying that.
Need to attack her enemies. I don't care if it's the French. I don't care if it's TPUSA. I don't care if it's Erica that she's clearly scorned by. That is psychopathic behavior. What in God's name can you point to at Erica Kirk, anything that we've seen that you can say she's a psychopath? You could say, if you want to.
Wait. For real, Gary? Here, I'll get into my best Erica Kirk. You guys, look at all those likes. Oh my gosh. I didn't know Zoom could do this. Look at, oh my gosh. Yeah. You guys, I just want to tell you, this is a family. Okay. Your jobs are good. I don't ever want you to worry about your jobs, because this is a family. And whatever Charlie had you working on before, it's not that it's done. It's just that it's done. Throw the emails away. You know, look, my husband's dead. I don't mean to be morbid. Okay. Look. If people are acting weird, everyone grieves differently. Just give them space. Hey, we just pulled off the event of a century. 270,000 people there. Thousands of new registered voters. 50,000 merch sales. Big Charlie's in heaven, dancing with Jesus right now. He told me he wants you to work. Don't go home. Don't eat. Don't sleep. Just work. I mean, oh my gosh, Gary, what are you talking about? You know, just stop. That's it. Just stop. Can I just have one thing? One thing. After she's like, oh, Charlie kissing and touching his hands. Oh, get the shot, Stacy. Make sure you get my hair. Okay. Oh, but we're creating a museum, a mausoleum, a memorial. It's going to be spectacular. While at the same time, I got his mic in a case at Mar-a-Lago to raise money. I got Elizabeth McCoy got the tent up where whether it's the same one or a different one, it's the same exact kind of one. It's a replica of the tent that he was assassinated under, with a picture of him in there, where you could take a picture next to the picture of the guy that was assassinated under the tent in which he was assassinated, or a replica of the tent. What are the things she's done that's crazy? Yes, I will be the CEO. I will be the CEO 3 days after my husband's dead. Kids, what kids? Oh, all the promises I made to Charlie, all those public speaking engagements where I said a trad wife is the way to go. Nah. Look at her public image prior to Charlie. Look at all the men that she dated prior to Charlie. They fit a mold. She had a type. Charlie didn't fit that type. He exceeded it in one area. He was for sure more talented, and he was going somewhere. So much more than those two that came before, and however many else came before him. He was an intellectual, okay? He wasn't a professional athlete, okay? He wasn't some suave debonair, tall, dark, and handsome, but he was a good guy. He was a Christian man. Erica doesn't strike me as the most intellectual person, the highest IQ individual. Being caught in lies, living in a way that seems completely inconsistent and inauthentic to what her life was before when Charlie was alive, not showing anyone any true signs of grief, going on the show with Barry Weiss, promoting books, talking about numbers and sales and size, and then partnering with Greg Laurie, Rob McCoy, Calvary Chapel, Make Heaven Crowded, allowing the FARA filings, the Show Faith by Works, Clock Tower X, Havas Media Group, to shove propaganda to collect data and surveil on Christians at their events and in these Christian churches and institutions and universities, completely turning the direction from which Charlie was going with Philly, allowing Ben, accepting millions of dollars from Ben, putting him frontline at Amfest. You must have seen the text that he said, I want to have Candace on the day before he was killed. Why didn't you invite Candace on to Amfest? That literally was almost a dying wish. It literally was one of the last things he said that for sure was an original thought, something he wanted to do regardless of the backlash. Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you come out and say, you know what? I don't buy this whole lone gunman theory. Who the heck is Tyler Robinson? Charlie didn't know any Tyler Robinson. That's not who he was afraid of. That's not who he said might and would kill him. What about all the donors pulling money, threatening him? What about Bibi offering the money at the Hamptons meeting and him saying no? What about you actually just coming out and being like, yeah, there's a lot more to this story. Okay, maybe Tyler was there. Maybe he played a part in it. But you guys, Charlie was under attack from all angles, from inside and from outside. And I have to be true to him and say there's more possibly going on. And if I take over as CEO, I have to do what Charlie was going to do, because that's literally what he probably died for, Erica. And the fact that you're not doing that, to me and to millions of others, couldn't be the more suspicious thing of all. So Gary sitting there telling us, what has she done? Bro, you don't have a brain. You don't have eyes. You haven't watched, or what? You're just cherry picking things you've seen. You're like, that doesn't fit my angle and my narrative. Look, I didn't come out of the gate at this like not liking Erica. I didn't know Erica. I knew Charlie. I followed Charlie. I loved him. I looked up to him. And I'm not lying about that. If my wife ever decides to come on, she'll tell you that. She knew right away. She called me right away. I wasn't on my phone. I was driving. I had to pull over. But in no way did I think, I mean, I had no way of thinking that like Erica or I didn't know who Tyler Boyer was and Andrew Colvett, Mikey McCoy. I had no reason to be suspicious of any of them. I wasn't aware of this whole thing with Philly. None of us were. So like literally like we came out the gate like wanting to hate Erica. No, but her first appearance touching the chair, even my father-in-law with a brain is like, that's weird. Other older women that have lost their husbands are like, this is weird. Like, and Elizabeth Lane, that writer, points out to it. The human brain, when we look at things that aren't like right, whether it's dishonesty or a little bit of evilness or whatever it is in the eyes, in the nonverbal body language or communication, or with words or with tone that doesn't match up with everything else, fake tears, fake grief. Someone that is a sociopath or possibly worse, that's never really experienced true human emotion, cannot fake it. They haven't lived it. They don't have anything to pull from. And so, yeah, in my opinion, it was clearly obvious to me and many others with a brain and with eyes. We looked at this and said, this is wrong. Something's off. I don't know what it is yet. She's only done a couple appearances, but then she did more and more and more. And then all that, the book club week, like, oh, buy the book. Shabbat shalom, daddy's home, phone in the drawer. Going on with Barry Weiss? What are you talking about? Glenn Beck? Jesse Waters? telling a different story every time, lying here, lying there. Why would you need to twist anything? Why would you forget anything? The last week of your life with your soulmate would be singed in your brain. It would be crystal clear. You'd remember everything. You'd be going back over every moment going like, oh my gosh, could I have said something? Could I have done something? Could I have done more? Should I have told him not to go? And she doesn't remember. I don't remember. I say it one way here. I say it another way there. 5 days after that meeting, 8 days after that phone call, the memorial, Father, I forgive him. Lies. Forgive who? For what? It's been 11 days. Innocent till proven guilty, lady. What? In the history of humankind, I don't remember ever seeing a spouse so quickly, except who they just arrested the first time. Okay. What about George Zinn? Okay. What about the other kid that they didn't tell us about? What about all the people putting pressure on Charlie? There is so many reasons why all of us have issue with Erica and TPUSA and everyone there. And it's not because we didn't give her a chance. It's not because we're evil or we're stupid or we're ignorant. It's not because we're demonic or possessed. It's not because we're psychotic and we should be 5150 and put in an insane asylum. It's because we didn't know anything until she came onto the scene. And everything she said and did from the moment we first saw her was wrong, was bizarre, was off. People on the left, people on the right, many people. This is a subject. This is a topic that has literally brought people together from both sides of the aisle. This and the Einstein files. And there's much more of us in agreement than are in disagreement on this. And the people that are on the Gary side of things, I don't know. I'm not going to say they're stupid. I'm not going to say they're evil. They're demonic. I'm not going to call him a cult leader like he's doing to Candace and to us. I honestly feel bad. I feel sad for them. Because for whatever reason, they still blindly trust the government after everything we've been through. And they blindly trust people that clearly are telling you to trust the government when the government hasn't earned our trust. In fact, the government has lost complete credibility to ever be believed on face value. At every time that they come out with anything, long before COVID, but COVID did it. COVID, that was it. They should have realized they had to earn back our trust. And in fact, the Trump campaign ran on that. They ran on the reality that they knew that the public had lost complete trust in the system, in the government, and in its leaders. And they promised us transparency, accountability, justice, truth. And they've not delivered on one thing. Not one thing. And people still trust them. And Gary's up there telling you to trust them. Off what? Isn't that the first thing you teach your kids? Trust is earned. It's not given. It's lost when you lose it. You got to get it back. And sometimes you can never get it back. Sometimes in the back of the brain, the person's always thinking, is this person telling me the truth this time, or are they lying again? We have every right to question and doubt the people that are telling us all of this lies. And Erica Kirk seems to be in lockstep. And Andrew Colvett, TPUSA. It does seem to be a united front. Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi. I never would have hoped or ever expected that this would have been the outcome of Trump coming in to this presidency. I literally thought this was going to be such a good 4 years, you guys. I had the most optimism. Charlie was still alive. Everything hadn't gone wrong yet. The Einstein files, like nothing. And then it's like it all came down at the same time. So, sorry, that was a tangent and a half. Ugh. How are you guys doing in the chat? Hopefully you guys liked it. That's me. Thank you. I appreciate it, dear Diana. I'm a statistician, biochemist. I'm starting to think Trump let loose, blah, 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 the world. Well, I don't think one person did. I mean, I think there's clearly coordination and, lots of people are involved in a lot of things. But all right, let's see if I can get to a couple more. Okay, he reads this, but really, let me skip past this because we saw that part. Oh, wow, that's a really long one. All right, let's get to let's see where he's talking. Right here.
Now, I do know that this is a real person.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know how much of this is coordinated. I do know for a fact that there is a lot of coordination going on with Candace Owens and her many other surrogates. We know that.
He's talking about like Baron Coleman, Coach Collins. I don't know who else would be in that. Who else is big that's on our side? No one's coordinating. Barron's even said he talks with her, but they're not coordinating on things, on talking points and things like that. It's just that like we are all seeing the same BS. We're seeing the same bizarre behavior, the same lies, the same cover up. And we're all pretty smart. Give us some credit, Gary. Okay. And so it's possible, it's possible that we've all come to some of the same conclusions on our own, Gary. Think about that.
You just showed evidence of that, where Candace Owens at the beginning of this, the opening of this, used the exact same verbiage that Baron Coleman used.
Dude, I've used similar verbiage to Candace and Baron. They're not talking to me, dude. Baron watches Candace, dude. We all watch each other. Matt at Trigger Smart, Blake Bednards, Entheogenic Esquire, Danks. I mean, no one's watching me yet, but okay, there's a couple that might be, but I don't know if they want to be named. But yeah, it's more possible and plausible and probable and likely that we're just all kind of watching each other. We're watching the same BS when they come out with stuff, and we come to similar conclusions, man. And maybe we all use the same thesaurus, Gary.
This preemptive attack. It's not a preemptive attack. It's everybody sitting back watching this and being disgusted and expressing that disgust. It's just what.
Well, that's not true, because Graham Allen felt the need to get on his show and to literally attack Megyn Kelly and other prominent Christian, Republican, conservative commentators. He literally was starting to name names and condemn them for not attacking Candace. Matt Walsh was, I think, forced on Ben Shapiro's show yesterday or today, where he seemed like a prisoner, like a hostage. Poor Matt Walsh. I wanted to look at him and be like, Matt, blink. Blink if you need help. Use Morse code. I know Morse code. Blink, blink Morse code. I got a pen. And he just had to sit there, Some of these, and Michael Knowles, these people are being silent because they are friends with Candace. They're not going to be forced to condemn her for what clearly is an investigation that's ongoing and it's public. And anyone that watches her full form knows she's not attacking Erica. She's not slandering her, defaming her. It's straight up nonsense. All right, we'll continue. And then I'm going to show you a couple other things, okay? Are you guys doing good? We're still at 246. We're doing good tonight. You guys feeling good tonight? Okay, let me hit play. Hold on. Yes.
Normal human beings would do, given the circumstances of what's going on, how little evidence that she presents, zero evidence of any material claims. And it's just a normal human reaction. But because there's a normal human reaction, now that is court.
All right. We'll wind things down. I don't know. All right. Yeah. Let me read some super chats. Let me engage with you guys. It has been an hour and a half. I want to check in with you guys. I want to make sure you guys are doing okay. Yes, please, everyone, hit the like and subscribe on your way in or on your way out. It is the best way to help the channel. Thank you guys so much. I'm not getting off yet. Don't worry. Okay. But I want to make sure I get to everyone. Angela. Oh, I can click it again. I always forget this. Angela Chung, USA. Thank you, Matt, for your channel. Why didn't Erica K bring her children to the State of the Union? It would have been historic for Charlie Kirk's children. This is very selfish of her. I mean, have you sat through a State of the Union? Do you think a 1-year-old, a 1.5-year-old, and a 3-year-old could sit through a full State of the Union? Do you think having a crying infant baby would be good inside those chambers? I don't fault her for that. However, it is a good point that we don't really see them anywhere with her. She's going everywhere. She's all over the country. She's working all the time. And I think the bigger point is who's taking care of the kids? I'd like to know that when she's at these events, who's taking care of the kids? You know? Yeah. And this is just another fact that she's a very public, prominent, very powerful figure. And who's raising the kids, man? It's not her. Thank you for your super. Mystic, thank you for your super sticker. Angela Chung, another one. Candace had a great layout of her life. We have a right to know who she really is before giving her money. Yeah, before people give her money to TPUSA, 100%. And guys, think of this. We didn't get to it. I'm sorry, but so her grandparents they live in Utah. They're deeply affiliated with the creation of UVU before it was Utah State University. You're saying that grandma's connections, her family's connections, couldn't have gotten them their drones approved? They couldn't, Erica couldn't have phoned that in when Charlie found out from Brian Harple, like, hey, man, they're stonewalling us. They're not letting us use drones for security. They're letting us use drones for media, but not for security. Oh, Erica, doesn't your grandparents live there? They gave a lot of money. They donated that part of UVU. Yeah. Can you call them and tell them to push their weight around? Get us some approval so that me, your husband, can be safe? Because everyone's been threatening me. That's bizarre. That's really bizarre. Next, Pop Mitchell Chase. It's my father-in-law. Super sticker. Thank you. Love you. Let's see. Jim Bear. Thank you for the super. Your picture's funny. I love Jim Carrey. All right. Fuzzy. Okay, I'm going to say fuzzy walls. Okay. Oh, like tennis balls. Okay. It's a dog photo. We all love dogs. Winnie, I got a little golden, and I have a big golden doodle and a little golden. Little Winnie, she loves tennis balls. Remember when Dan Bongino, with his sidekick Kash Patel, flat out lied to us about Jeffrey Einstein? Oh, I like it. Jeffrey ESPN. I like that. That's good. Yeah. The files. We all know he's a Tel Aviv first. Yeah, 100%. That's another way of, instead of saying, Ariel, Tel Aviv. Who knows, though? Oh, that was another thing Gary complained about. He was like, it's not letting me put chats in here. And he's like saying that Candace and YouTube are conspiring against him to not allow him to write into the chat, because sometimes you guys, when I first log on and no one's written in here and I try to write something like, hey guys, so happy you guys are here. As you come in, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Sometimes when I send that before there's anything else, it thinks it's like an ad. It thinks it's like a bot, and it X's it out, and it says like, no, this is spam or something like that. And he tries to use that as evidence that like they're independent and their channel's under attack from YouTube and Candace and the elites. It's like, no, that's very common, dude. It happens to me almost every time I get in here and try to put something in the chat. So just got to reword it. Send it again, Gary. All right. Next. So thank you, Fuzzy Balls, for that. And then we got Mystic Gypsy gifted 1 Black Line Brief membership. Thank you. Apocalypse Now gifted 1 Black Line Brief membership. Thank you. You guys are amazing. Let's see. Let me scroll down to the bottom. Jim Bear, Fuzzy Balls, you're awesome. Yep. Am I the only cat person? I have no. Mystic's a cat person. Yeah. Glenn, don't worry. You're not alone. I'm allergic to cats, though. I don't hate them. They hate me. My nose, my eyes. I get so stuffy. My eyes get all red and itchy. I can't breathe. It sucks. Cynthia Lucas Moore. Okay. Thought so, sweet tea. Let's see. Kindness. Do you train bomb sniffing dogs? Oh, does Kindness train bomb sniffing dogs, or is that a joke? If so, I'd love to ask her a question. We love cats. Meow. Wait, hold on. The entire YouTube chat system crashed when the thousands of bots invaded the Candace. Yeah, I know. Isn't that insane? So that's how ridiculous Gary is. Him and this other lady, and we're already an hour and 40 in. I don't want to keep everyone longer unless you guys say you want to see a little bit more, because there is some more, and it's amazing. And I really want to say some things on him, or we can do it another time. But let's see. Seahawks. Bree, baby. All right. You guys are funny. Let's see. America First is still Einstein class psyop. Yeah. Oh, I got a new chat. Let's read that. Okay. We got Linder's Landing, a scheduled appearance by Turning Point USA CEO Erica Kirk at the Utah State Capitol on Monday. 2/22 was called off after news of her visit leaked. 2/22. That would have, wait, today's Wednesday, the 25th. How does that work out? Monday, wasn't Monday the 23rd? Help me out, guys. Is my mathing wrong? Yeah, Monday was the 23rd. You mean Monday the 23rd? Because that's also, remember when Barron reported that she was sick and couldn't do the Bible 360 appearance. And then the next day was at the State of the Union. So didn't look sick to me. Yeah, it was 2/23. Okay. All right. Just making sure. We need more bread and circus, please. Okay, cool. We do? Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. If you have to log off, that's fine. We get it. People have puppies. People have kids. People have kitty cats. I can handle it too. If the mods got to go, the mods got to go. No worries. I'm always rolling deep. I got this. But whoever wants to stick around because it only gets better.
Coordinated efforts, while we have these people over here pushing these fantasies and conspiracies, trying to destroy Charlie's legacy and trying to destroy Erica Kirk. But we're the ones coordinating.
Yeah. Oh, and then he says, get the F out of here. I actually do want to show you guys something, but I hope it doesn't mess up my stream. I think YouTube doesn't like X. I think that's what I'm coming to. One of these women likely birthed. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I noticed that too. Did you guys notice that on when she shared the genealogy, the family tree, when Candace shared the family tree? So this is Erica's supposed mom, Lori Franzfey. Okay. All right. Look at that face. That's supposedly Erica's mom. Now, look at that face. That's her Aunt Carla. That's her Aunt Carla. Give me a break. Give me a break. For real, who do you guys think it is? That looks like Erica Kirk's real mom. And the other lady looks not like her mom. Looks like it could be her aunt. Yeah. I mean, granted, one of the things that Gary tries to debunk later in this is that accuses someone of accusing Erica of having plastic surgery to get rid of her Jewish nose. Hey, guess what? Newsflash, dude. She's not Jewish. Candace pointed that out today. There's no relation to that cousin. It's like my next door neighbor's brothers, sisters, moms, nephews, best friends, uncles, sisters, boyfriends, my cousin. That's how much her cousin's her cousin. Yeah, no blood relation whatsoever. So, yeah. But it looks like Aunt Carla is Mama Kirk, or Mama Francie, or I don't know her last name. Well, I don't know what the Carla's last name is. But okay, I wanted to show you guys this too. Let me go. Hold on. Where is my profile? All right, let me go down. That's not it. All right. Have you guys seen this? Check this out.
Not just the most dangerous anti-Semite in the history of the United States of America. He's the single most dangerous man in America today, period, full stop, end of story. He is literally...
If you want to know what was happening to Charlie by these individuals in the months and weeks leading up to his assassination, and most certainly what Charlie was about to start getting publicly from everyone, if he didn't recant and change and bow and bend the knee, this all-out assault on Tucker and Josh Hammer leading the way, this is what Charlie for sure was about to face.
More dangerous than George Soros. He is more dangerous than anyone on the left, because he is fundamentally out here not just to kick American Jews, Christian Zionists, all who take a biblical worldview. He's not just out to kick all of us.
I'll get to the biblical worldview. They don't hold a biblical worldview, by the way.
Out of the movement there. I genuinely think that this man is actually out to destroy the United States from within. If you look at all that Tucker Carlson has been doing over the past 2 years, whether it's his propagandistic videos in the Moscow supermarket and the grocery store, whether it is...
Matt, you're done. Enough out of you, buddy. How do I make this smaller? What? Oh, here we go. Yeah, so he attacks Tucker. That's all he does. And I can't stand his voice or look at his face any longer. But this is fascinating.
It was the key moment in biblical prophecy.
Sometime I will pull up she's a young Christian lady. She has a YouTube channel. I have to go back through my history to find her, because it's like really far back there. But she's on the good side. She's on the good fight. And she came out on the whole issue with the Schofield Study Bible and the Philadelphians that infiltrated and paid for it to be created. Much like Maxwell and others, Einstein and Lori Cardozo Moore, these pro-Philadelphians, buy educational books and the rights to the books for our education system in the United States, so that they can change certain facts and information about Philly and about history and be more pro-Philadelphian. And so it's interesting when we hear about where this real pro-Philly ideology and this whole biblical worldview for this came from, the Schofield Study Bible. And it is a sketchy past. Here's a pastor. He's amazing. That's not the one I picked out, is it? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, ready? I hit play.
Why do so many Christians believe Israel is still God's chosen people?
When you've heard from a pulpit for 40, 50 years, 1948 was the key moment in biblical prophecy. Although no one in the New Testament is looking to this. No one in the New Testament is talking about a third temple or a red heifer. I mean, you just have none of that going on in the New Testament. You have none of it for church history. And you get about 1830, and then suddenly this idea, which is considered, it's actually considered apostate when it first starts showing up. But then it becomes mainstream because pastors who did not have the ability to receive formal education were being given Schofield study Bibles. And the Schofield study Bible, those notes basically just became doctrine and dogma for much of the evangelical world. And so when your pastor is saying it and you don't have access to any other material, he's saying it. He doesn't really have access to a lot of other material. And there's prophecy conferences everywhere. And then there's another issue. And here I think is the real issue. It's called groupthink. And when we think about peer pressure, if you step outside of the fence, you would be alienated. The other thing is I think that you got to recognize that Zion.
And we went into that with that line experiment that they did and the Stanley Milgram experiment, right? And the Stanford experiment. They've done many, many experiments on this of authoritative control, appealing to authority, groupthink, the pressure of peer pressure to just adapt what everyone else is thinking and saying because we're afraid of, not being accepted and not being looked at as stupid. It's real.
Zionism was founded as an atheistic political movement that was not birthed in biblical prophecy. It was not birthed in this idea of having an Old Testament revival in the land of Palestine. It just wasn't.
Nope.
It was a very atheistic movement that had a very secular agenda.
That's what Tucker's been saying. That's what Candace has been saying. That's what a lot of people have been saying. And here's a pastor saying that Philadelphianize, how do you say it without the Z? Ionist. The Ionist campaign is atheist and secular.
And so when you start studying and you realize what's going on, the veils kind of pull back and you can kind of see. And then too, you read the New Testament, which it's ironic that people are quoting Genesis 12, but they don't read Paul's interpretation of Genesis 12, where he interprets it in Galatians chapter 3. I mean, he provides the authoritative interpretation, yet that's just skipped wholesale. And the reason it's skipped is because we go through 40 or 50 years of pastors not preaching verse by verse through books of the Bible. They're just picking topics.
Yep. This guy, and I put a post, I said, we need to make this guy famous. A pastor that's willing to speak out and not just be wholesale pro-Philadelphian, What can I say? I like the guy. Let's see. Are we all still with it? With it to kick it? Let's keep it going.
Fuck out of here.
Whoa, I thought I skipped
People
that.
struggle
Sorry.
to watch. What makes the screen unbearable is not grief. It's the absence of
I'm gonna
emotional
skip.
continuity.
All right.
Performances can be learned. Trust me, as a former actress, I can speak to that. But emotion
Of the actual proof, not subjective nonsense that you can interpret 50 different ways. But I'm getting a pen and paper out, and we're going to keep track of the actual evidence and the proof of her claims. So let's continue listening to the DEI queen.
adapting her personality to suit the people that she meets, the lies that she tells.
I saw the chat. Wait, we can say if you're pro Zorro, that's the alternate term for that Ionist without a Z. We can say if you're pro Zorro, that's the new way of saying it. I like it. Zorro. Okay, Zorro Ionists. That's a mouthful. I'll try it. Glenn Coco, you guys, I love you guys. I think he was naive and inexperienced with the ladies, 100%, and kept extra busy on. Wait, where's it going? Kept extra busy and on the road 325 days a year. I think he was starting to see through it. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Did someone just say we are at 199 likes? That's amazing. We are. Unless someone just took one away. I see 198. Someone saw that and they're like, I take it back. It's all good. The Ark of the Covenant was moved out of Israel when Solomon gave it to his son Menelik, yep, his son, with the Queen of Sheba. It's in Aksum, Ethiopia. Well, supposedly, no one's seen it. I know. I mean, Graham Hancock's been there. It is supposed to be there. It's believed to be there. No one's allowed in the church. All you have to do is Graham Hancock has done an amazing documentary on it. He just wrote a book on it. And yeah, all the priests that end up guarding this, this is their job, is to just guard this church so no one else can come in. They all end up getting like cataracts and things like that, which is interesting. But it hasn't been proven that it is still there. But it is part of their story. And the Ethiopian, they have a remnant Jewish, sect of people that have been there for a very, very long time. So, I mean, it is very possible that it's there. No one's gone in and seen it. We have to take the word of those priests that are guarding it. So yeah. Let's see. We are dwindling now. We're getting down to 216, 212. All right. People are getting tired. All right. It is 8:41. It is late. I still got stuff to do. Let's engage a minute, and then I'll let you guys go. I won't hold you hostage anymore. Let's see. We got Aves question. Question for everyone. How did Erica manage to fool Charlie? A very holistically intelligent man. He didn't look into a past. I need to understand this. So I think because he is so busy, and he's been so busy for a long time, if they did a good job scrubbing most of the surface of her past, that in his time, most of all of his spare time was sleeping, eating, and traveling, studying, preparing, learning, and then the rest of the time he's working. So he delegated, I think, responsibilities to many people. Like, hey, can you just look into this? Can you look into this? But also, I mean, looking back, when I met my wife, she wasn't a public figure. Maybe he would have asked Andrew or someone in his PR team or someone that is in the know, hey, can you do me a favor and just look into her past and make sure that everything she's telling me is true and honest? But he'd have to defer to them. He would have to believe that whoever comes back and tells him, yeah, she's good, or no, she's not, he'd have to trust that they did their due diligence. Other than that, he's a Christian dude, very inexperienced with women. I think he's extremely naive, had very little experience with honest or dishonest women. And I think he was extremely gullible when it came to people and taking them at face value. It seemed that he trusted most of his Jewish donors. He trusted Bill Montgomery. He trusted many people who clearly used him for many different aims. And he wasn't aware of all of these dishonest people around him. So I apply that same line of thinking to his dating life, and that most likely, yes, he was intelligent in these other ways. But when it came to personal, individual relationships with people, and him discerning whether or not someone's honest or deceiving them, maybe he wasn't very good at that. And Candace has said, she's alluded to that he was inexperienced. He didn't have a lot of experience. He was, he didn't care about a lot of things. He wasn't into what most men are. And he actually thought Chad men and, macho men, he wasn't typical. And so I don't think he paid attention to things that typical men pay attention to. And I think he probably overlooked things. She was a pretty lady, that if you look at all of their public engagements and their appearances and how they interacted before the assassination, I think she did a good job of selling him this trad Christian wife. And I think she even fooled a lot of people for a long time that she genuinely loved him. And I still hold out the possibility that a part of her, maybe in some way, shape, or form, loved him to some degree. Because we still don't have the full picture. We still don't know everything. But what we are finding out, it is questionable. It's very bizarre. Her family history, and Gary wants to downplay that, like, saying Mofar or Farfar is so funny and we need a Farquaad meme to come off of this and make fun of Candace. No, but the Swedish people said you don't make that mistake. And then that lady that Gary has on the show is like, well, she probably said that when she was really little and it just stuck. Okay, you're just speculating. You don't know that. That's all these two do on the rest of this show. We'll get to it later. We'll do it another time because it's so worth it, because it's so indicative and it's so telling us to. They don't actually refute anything that Candace brings up on this episode. They just attack her, and then they put forth possible reasons as to why the information is the way it is. Like, oh no, court documents get changed all the time. Oh, it could have been changed after the fact, and da 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 da. We don't know. How do we know? How do we know that's really her family? How do we know that's really that Abbas lady? Bro, like, Candace is the queen of receipts, man. She knows you guys are going to all fact check her. Not you, but them. You guys are all going to try to debunk her. She's got a team of people and people in her chat that are helping, just like Barron. She's not an idiot. She's not going to defame. She's not going to libel. She's not going to give a false accusation. She's not going to give them reason to sue her. She's only going to present what she knows to be true and has evidence of it. And that's all she's done this whole time. She's not going to stray from that now. She's not going to risk it. She's not going to get crazy and just start spouting off craziness. So they want to try to debunk her by not debunking her, by throwing out hypotheticals that neither of them even know, because Gary and that lady that he has on, she's the same lady. Let's see. I'm not going to play her, but I'll just show you which lady I'm talking about. She's the lady that supposedly debunked, and this guy's a scum. So there's the lady right there. The one in the bottom left. But then they also try to say that, like, Candace defended this guy. Wait, why didn't it show it? Where is he? Right there. This guy is scum. And that supposedly Candace defended PDFers when she didn't. But they play things out of context. They don't play the whole episode. They play a part that he says and what she says, and then they add all this onto it. And then they tell you what she said on that episode. Okay, you could have played the whole episode. You could have said it in context, but you didn't. You took it out of context. You tried to make it say whatever you wanted to say. This lady is very dishonest. I don't know her name, but she's the one that came out and is attacking all of us. Extremely dishonest. A female version of Gary. And they both take turns just attacking us and Candace, and then literally making things up to try to defend Erica. They attacked Candace in the beginning because she started off by, like, not showing anything. She was building up to it. And they said, oh, this is just another show. They call this a documentary, but this is just another Candace Owens show. This is the same as all the other shows. And it's like, you're such a moron, dude. You didn't even wait 5 minutes. Wait till she shows the family tree. Wait till she shows the documents. Wait till she shows everything else that she clearly did research. This is an investigation. She's doing a multi-part series. It's a documentary. Call it what you want to call it, but it's not the same as her regular shows. So, yeah, just very dishonest people. Did I answer that, Aves? Why I think he was easily fooled and tricked? Yeah. Thank you for your super, by the way. Mystic gifted another Black Line Brief membership. Thank you, Mystic. You're the best. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind. You guys are on the chat. Let's see, Aves, you did. Thank you, Aves. Rest well, Bree. Okay, I'm living. Long story, but almost homeless. Got to take a new battery. Oh, okay, Cynthia Lucas. I hope things get better for you. I'm sorry to hear that. That fool, that Erica Kirk was dating JJ Massey, that had pizza. No, that's Cabot Phillips. Yeah, tattooed on his lower lip inside. Yeah, so that's Cabot Phillips, and Cabot Phillips has been toted out as the replacement. And that's not bizarre, right? And he worked for Daily Wire, which is literally like Charlie Kirk's oh, thank you. I didn't see that, Bree. Thank you so much for that. I'll put that back on. Good night. Good night, Bree. But watch this. Lead. Watch this. Look at this. Lead like Charlie. They want to tout him out as Charlie's replacement. There's Cabot Phillips. Yep. Okay. Literally every decision that they have made after Charlie Kirk's assassination is what has brought us to question and suspect them on it all. Well, I mean, what else can you say, man? Edgar Casey predicted that Russia would be the final safe haven for Christians. What other Christian nation is standing up for nuclear family? Yeah, I mean, the whole man, that's a whole nother deep dive. The whole us hating the Soviet Union and Russia, I think, was another created, just like the war on terror. They needed this Cold War to have nuclear, build up to build up the military industrial complex. They needed an enemy. I mean, we fought alongside them in World War II. Half of the Nazis went there, half came here. And then all of a sudden we're at war. I mean, it's just, and then that war clearly benefited specific companies, industries, and people. But yeah. All right, let's see. Yeah, it is killing the youth. Mitch Snow, the GOAT. Yeah, I hope we find out more about him. I hope he's not gone. Aves. Question became, oh, thank you, Aves. Welcome to the team. Let's see. I might show you guys something real quick. Let's see if I can pull it up, okay? Hold on. On YouTube. Let's see. I think I am. Why isn't it in? Why isn't this alphabetical? Hold on. I'm going to pull it up. There it is. Boom. Okay. Can you guys see this? Oh, no, because I didn't add it to the screen. That's pulling a Baron. All right. So this is Entheogenic Esquire. You can't see anything still because I added it, but I didn't add it. He has a YouTube channel. He is a lawyer. He is on the Good Fight side. He did do an episode on Danks's show. I've been talking with him, and we're going to be doing an episode together this weekend. Okay, so that's going to be cool. I'm excited for that. All right, and very honest, very smart lawyer. So that's going to be good, and we're going to be talking about everything because everything bleeds into everything a little bit. Yes, Valhalla just hates violence on women too. I can't tell if that's a joke or not. About Valhalla, I can't tell. Yeah, I hate violence on women and children and elderly and dogs and animals and special needs. That doesn't mean I had to attack Mitch Snow. And I guarantee you, Barron and Candace aren't for the abuse of women and children either. But most of the things that he was accused of, he wasn't charged of. They were just accusations of bitter exes. And honestly, that did nothing to refute or disprove any of the claims he made. And in fact, time proved every claim he made about that day, which is the only thing Candace and Barron and even I and us that watched, the only thing we cared about was whether or not what he was saying was true. Was he there? And so Valhalla and Jesse and Gary and so many others all came out at the same time to attack Mitch and to attack Candace for having Mitch on, to try to assassinate his character, to say, we can't trust anything this guy says. Everyone stop listening. Shut it down. Shut up. He's a liar. He's dishonest. This is not true, which seemed to be deliberate. And then it turns out it actually was true. We were waiting for the proof on whether or not he saw who he said he saw, but he proved that he was there. He has a police report. His son even admitted it on Gary's show. So I think only time will tell that old Mitch Snow wasn't lying. That's my opinion. You have a bad feeling about Mitch. Has nothing to do with anyone else's comments. Yeah, that's fine. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinion. Whether or not he's a good or bad individual, the claims he's made about Fort Huachuca and about those 2 days so far have not been disproven. They've not given alibis. Cabot Phillips, Brian Harple, Erica Kirk, still not denied. They have not come out and denied being there, and they've not given alibis. Okay, that should tell you something. We are 4 or 5 months removed from the original claim. Neither of them have provided any alibis, nor have they denied outright being there. That should tell you something. And everyone that attacked him tried to say he's a liar. Look at his past. This is proof. We can't trust him. They all came out to be wrong because it came out to be true. He was there. He was there. There's a military police report that proves he was there. And so I guess time will tell if who he said he saw, he saw. I think it's weird that the 3 people he said he saw have not denied being seen by Mitch, being there. That should say something. All right. All right. Let's see. Did I miss another one, or am I all caught up? We got Bree. Good night, beautiful people. Good night, Bree. And then, yep, Aves, new member. All right. Hey, love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for the support. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe if you haven't. Stay tuned for new episodes coming tomorrow and Friday, Saturday and Sunday. God bless you guys so much. Have a great night. Tomorrow's Thursday, and the week is almost over. God bless you guys. Bye.